Everyone, it's Miss Moretti. So this week we're going to be working on some abstract sculptures, meaning sculptures that don't look like a particular thing. For this project, we're going to be using a very hot commodity these days, toilet paper rolls, as well as paper towel rolls. Now, we're also going to be combining these with glue. Now, I find that hot glue works the best because it's quick and it dries quickly. Obviously, be careful because it is hot, but you can also use any other glue you have at home. Elmer's glue, wood glue, super glue. Probably not glue sticks because it probably won't work very well, but you can try it. You're also going to have the option to add paint and add color if you'd like, but that is completely optional. And a little bit later, we're going to talk about how we're going to display this work of art, so you may want cardboard for a stand. So I just went over your assignment. We're also going to consider the elements of art and principles of design while completing this assignment. So I'm going to mention them a little bit later, but I wanted to just mention that really quickly. And then, of course, you're going to take a photo of your final sculpture and upload it to Canvas. So the first element of art we're going to talk about is shape. Now, shape, in this case, relates to the positive and negative space of your object. So in this sculpture on the left, we see the positive, meaning the toilet paper roll, positive space, and the negative space, which is both the background, the empty space behind it, and the empty space within the toilet paper roll holes. So think about if negative space has as much of an impact on the viewer as the positive space does, and how this could affect your sculpture. The next one we're going to talk about is texture. Now, texture is how can you transform an object into a sculpture that shows texture. So these objects, these cardboard rolls, have a very smooth surface. But with cutting, like this in this case, or even adding and piling more together, you can create a texture out of a smooth surface. The next one we're going to talk about is balance. And balance is the visual weight of a sculpture. Now, that doesn't sound right because visual weight is something that we've never really thought about. Visual weight just means that one side maybe has more objects or more heavier objects, I guess, than one side. So in this case, this side has more visual weight. We would call this asymmetrical because one side has more visual weight than the other. And you can see based on where the weight is placed, in this case at the bottom, versus the top where we have less objects, that's less visual weight. So what kind of impact does this have because it's asymmetrical? Does it make you feel more uneasy to look at it? Or do you think it looks much cooler? The next one is rhythm, and rhythm is using repeating shapes to draw your eye through the piece. So in this case on the left, we have someone squishing the paper towel rolls to create this oval/diamond shape. And that's drawing your eye in the path of where the artist wants you to look. In this case, we have, it looks like they squished the toilet paper rolls the long way, and these repeating shapes are creating a pattern that draws your eyes back. Last thing you're going to think about is where your sculpture belongs in space. So maybe it belongs on the wall, hanging from the wall, like a picture or a relief. Maybe it belongs on a pedestal to you. Maybe it's more of a three-dimensional figure that takes up space in the middle of a room. Or maybe it's hanging from the ceiling like a chandelier. So when you are going to submit this, I want you to think about that and show your object where you think it belongs. So if it's a sculpture that belongs on the wall, hang it on your wall. If it belongs hanging from the ceiling, find a string, hang it from the ceiling. And you're going to photograph it that way. How big should it be? So that's the question on everyone's mind. Size is up to you, but I think at least 1 to 2 feet is a really good start. I don't need you to make giant things in your backyard, but I also don't want really little. Two toilet paper rolls stuck together. So think about that. Now, this is very creative, and I know it's not the easiest, but it is very fun. So I hope you enjoy it. See you next time. Bye.